Now, what are you hearing, or what are you learning about the way that the regime in Iran right now is using technology, particularly in terms of monitoring and surveillance?
Well, the Iranian regime is investing very heavily and very effectively in electronic surveillance equipment. Some of it is obviously coming originally from European companies, as you've exposed in your report. Nokia, Siemens, Trovicor and Purus are all involved. But some of it may be coming from Chinese companies. That's more difficult to track down. The Iranian regime is essentially building a digital KGB. They can't have an informer on every street corner, but what they can do is they can listen to everybody's phone conversation and they can monitor their emails and web surfing.
Got it. And how is this comparing to what you're seeing in other countries, other Middle Eastern countries or elsewhere in the world?
Well, it's very extensive, and it's as good as you can get anywhere in a developing country. It's not quite, I think, as extensive as China, where the Chinese government actually has people going on the internet and posting pro-regime comments and all that. But in this case, in Iran, it's extensive enough that people have been intercepted through their phone calls and arrested. And I wouldn't be surprised if the Iranian regime, like the Syrians and the Libyans and Egyptians and others, have been using malware to put keyloggers on people's keyboards. Now, what that means is everything you type, including your spelling errors, is captured and sent to the government. These people are very sophisticated. Do not underestimate them.
Okay. And when you talk to human rights activists over there, how are they saying this impacts their day-to-day involvement in organization in these movements?
Well, it terrifies people because they see their friends arrested. They see the mass hacking of email accounts, of Gmail accounts this summer, probably done by the Iranian regime. And they see websites taken down, and they see people arrested on the basis of what they've posted on Facebook. So it contributes to an overall atmosphere of intimidation and fear.
What are the ethical implications facing companies that supply this sort of technology that can bolster law enforcement or security forces inside of Iran?
Well, every country is entitled to have basic policing and security functions. The difference here is Iran is a country without the rule of law, without any form of mechanism of accountability. There's no check on what the regime does. They actually make up the laws as they go along in some cases. So if you're a Western company and you're knowingly providing this regime with the ability to repress its population, frankly, it's no different to going out on the streets of Washington, D.C. or New York and selling a gun to a drug dealer. You're basically helping somebody with repression. You're an accessory to repression, and in some cases, frankly, murder. And I think the excuses of Western companies that they didn't know that it would be used this way are pretty pathetic. I mean, Iran is famous as a country that stones women to death for adultery. I'm not sure how they missed that in the news.